Oh. Wow, that fish ate it. There he is. Oh, there he goes. Oh man, that fish is trying to take me under the mangroves. Oh man, she is ripping. Alright, FishAholic fam, welcome back to another episode. And if you are a first-time viewer, my name is Rich, and thank you so much for clicking on this video and tuning in. And what we've got going on for this video is currently I am here in the Florida Keys between Duck Key and Marathon. I'm down here for my mom's birthday with my mom, my dad, my older sister Erica, my other sister Melanie couldn't make it. Melanie, you should be here. And Erica's boyfriend, my girlfriend Karina. And it's our second day here. And I'm still kind of like snooping around and learning this area. Yesterday I did a lot of snooping and found a good concentration of mangrove snappers around some docks where we're staying. And I woke up at like 3:30, 4 a.m. today and went out and caught a nice mess of these mangrove snappers, and our biggest was like 16 inches, which was pretty cool. So I'm hoping to whack them up later and cook them for the fam. Now it's a little after sunrise and I want to see if we can explore around more in this area, and I'm probably going to snoop around with the cast net and see if we can get some fresh bait, and if we can then fish with that, but if not then just maybe snoop around and cast some artificials and see what we catch. So anyway, let's grab the bait net and see if we can get the day going, so stay tuned. Oh, got a nice little cuda there, and a bunch of little grunts, pinfish, and some little fish with black and yellow stripes down there. Let's get some water in this bucket. It's a really nice morning because we had a little storm roll through, so it's a little cooler. Oh, I see a bunch of little white bait right here. Oh, I was just about to toss the net and look at that, a nurse shark cruising by. There we go. I got a bunch of baits, but they're really tiny. They look like small little pilchards and greenies. Perfect snapper bait. All right, I probably got maybe like 3-4 dozen. All right, let's just grab this lighter stick. This is the 7'6" Dark Matter FishAholic Inshore Series spinning rod, paired with a 4,000 Daiwa Worcester Tate, and I have 15-pound Green Moss Power Pro braid on here, and I'm using a 30-pound fluorocarbon leader. So a perfect snapper setup, and this is what I was using last night or early this morning to catch our limit of snapper. My baits are doing well. I'm gonna carry them to a spot that will be a little bit more fishy. Oh, dang it. Got a cuda to eat. I was hoping for that big snapper. Hopefully he doesn't cut me off. I am using a little circle hook, so it looks like we hooked him perfectly. See ya. So unfortunately, since I'm not seeing a whole lot of snappers showing up, I'm gonna empty out some of this water, and I think I'm gonna try and slow these baits down a little bit, and then I'm gonna throw them out there dead as chum to kind of get them going. If you chum, they will come. Oh, got some thunder rumbling. And this rain is really dumping on us. I really just want to see if I can get like one snapper here, then I might go run into the truck because I'm getting soaked out here right now. There's a little grunt. No, little lane snapper. I just saw some nicer fish cruising around underneath the chum. Oh, there's a lot of little snappers now congregating here that are cleaning me off, unfortunately. There's a little bit better one. The snapper's definitely eating well. Look how chubby he is. Little chubster. I got another little chubby guy. I'm seeing some larger ones down there, probably like 12 to 15 inches, but they're being picky. Or the little guys are beating them to it. There's another little chubby mango. Mango is just a nickname that I call mangroves sometimes. Oh. Sweet. At least we're not getting skunked. And chumming definitely helped. Oh man, I'm getting soaked. There's another. Definitely a lot better quality fishing last night, but I also had a lot more chum, and you know, I probably threw in like 10 to 15 handfuls of little baits like this just to get them going, and then it was like lights out. Fishing like this when you're just catching a little snapper right here at the dock, it's extremely fun, especially if you're coming to the Keys and you have kids and you want to get on some fish. It's very similar to catching, say, like bluegills in a pond with worms. Fast action, as long as you have fresh bait and a light little spinning setup like this. All right, well, that wasn't great. I got absolutely soaked for just a few little fish, but that's fishing. So for now, I'm gonna take a little intermission because my family is texting me and trying to see what's up. So I'm gonna probably go back to the place and get out of these wet clothes, and then we'll pick things up a little later. It is the next day and a much nicer day. Just look at how glassy flat calm it is out there on the water. And, you know, there must not be a breath of wind this morning, and the sun is just about coming up over the horizon. And yesterday it rained for like 4 or 5 more hours, and you know, I figured, you know what, let's just have a day with the family. We went out to Key West and had a nice dinner, walked around a lot, and went out on one of those touristy catamaran snorkeling adventure trips, which I've never done before. You know, normally I'm here by myself, just going on my own adventures in the kayak. So it was cool to do that with the family, and I was kind of bummed I didn't bring the GoPros to film some cool stuff underwater, because we saw a lot of really cool fish on the reef that we were swimming around. But anyway, I'm hoping that we'll be able to get some cool fishy action today. And I already sent up the drone and spotted some tarpon, and also spotted a pretty big pod of what looked to be mullet out there. So I think if we can get some of the fresh bait and then swim around in the area where I saw the tarpon, you know, we might have a chance of getting a bite. So let's get the kayak off the truck in the water. All right, let's get the cast net all ready and see what we can catch. Yeah, a bunch of bait right here. Ah, man, they spooked. Oh. I saw some mullet right out there, but it's pretty deep, so I don't know if I'm gonna get any. Nope. They're too smart for something like that. There's a bunch more mullet right down there. Oh no, there's like a mother lode to the right of me here. I should have waited. All right, these mullet might be too hard to catch. The water's too clear and deep right in this area. So one, the net can't sink quick enough to trap them in it, and two, I can like barely get close enough to them to really have a shot at catching them. All right, well, mullet 12, Richie 0. I didn't get a single mullet, and I did get a few good tosses near them, but they were just so dang quick and spooky because of the clear water, and you know, it's just the way it is. So let's try and see if we can throw some artificials in this cove canal area, because I am seeing some tarpon rolling right there, and there seems to be quite a few of them. So maybe if we're lucky, we'll be able to get them to eat an artificial. So let's try it out. All right, I'm gonna try throwing this hyperelastic swim bait at them. Let's of course load it up with some Dr. Juice, so if they eat it, they'll hold on to it for a little bit longer so we can hook them. And by the way, if you want to get a free bottle of this, just click the link in the description, and Salt Strong will send you out a free bottle, and all you do is have to pay for the shipping. There's so many tarpon here. Man, they are tailing like crazy. They don't really seem interested in this. Now, you know what? I do have some dead mullet and a bunch of glass minnows in this cooler, if I can get it. And I wonder if I throw out some of this dead bait, maybe I can get them going. Oh, look at that. Something just swirled on the bait a little bit. So let's cut this off. And And I'm gonna tie on a circle hook. I've got this nice dead pinfish. Let's hook him through the face, and maybe if we throw this in front of a tarpon, he'll eat it. Oh, wow, that fish ate it. He ate it, I think, like he went towards it as he saw it, like going through the air. There he is. Tarpon on. He ate the dead bait. So cool. Hopefully we can just keep him hooked now. He's spinning us in circles. Oh, I love kayak fishing. I'm surprised he hasn't jumped yet either, which is kind of weird. So when they jump like that, you kind of want to push the rod out towards them. It's a good sized tarpon, maybe like right around that like 40-45 inch range, which makes them super fun and a fish that you don't have to fight for like an hour, you know, if it's like a 80-100 pounder or something. And it's not like a real little one that you catch in a minute or two. You know, we're gonna get our money's worth. And especially since I spent like a couple hours the other day at the beach with my family, like going back and forth from hanging with them and catching bait. And I caught some snapper with that bait the other night that I mentioned, or early morning when I caught the limit of fish. And and I just figured we might as well bring it out today, and I'm glad we did. All right, there she is. She's right in front of the kayak. This is the most critical point. Once you finally start getting them tired out and you're getting them closer to the kayak, the boat, the shoreline, this is when you want to be patient with them and tire them out just a little bit more before grabbing them. Otherwise, if you try and rush it too much, then you try and grab them and then they go crazy. Oh gosh. Huh. He just threw my pinfish out. Let's get the pinfish, because that might work again. Maybe we can get a second fish on it. It's not so often that you get your bait back after you hook up on a fish. That was funny. What's cool now is she's barely pulling any drag. She's just pulling the kayak around. So the fight's almost over. Oh, some of his or her buddies are following right behind her, trying to figure out what's going on probably. Oh, these fish just have no quit in them. Amazing. That's why we love tarpon. There we go. We got her. All right, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. The unfortunate thing is she swallowed the circle hook. So the circle hook did not do a good job at getting in the corner of the mouth. But the good thing is she's not bleeding. So I think we could just possibly cut it back as close as we can. And I'm gonna keep pedaling the kayak forward. So I'm flushing water over her gills, and that hook should rust out within time. Now let's troll her around to revive her a bit before sending her home. And there she goes. All right, well, I am super stoked about that catch. And other than fishing from the bank yesterday, today's my first day actually fishing around this area in the kayak. And I'm super stoked to start off the outing with a fish like that. And it's unfortunate it swallowed the hook, but that's just, again, just kind of the spoils of fishing sometimes. And I can't control what the circle hook does inside the fish's mouth. I can control possibly coming tight on the fish a little bit sooner, which I probably should have done, so that's my bad. I could also probably put on a slightly bigger circle hook to maybe meet the size of these fish that are here, because they all seem to be about the same size and some look a little bit bigger. So I think that's what we'll do, and I think we should try the pinfish bait again because we caught it. So it'll be kind of interesting to see if we can get another bite on the same bait that just caught that last fish. So let's get back to it. All right, so that circle hook I was using last was a Perfect Demon Mustad circle hook, but it was a 4/0. So maybe let's try a 5/0 or a 6/0 this time around. When I'm deciding what hook to put on, I always like to scratch my fingernail to check the sharpness of it, especially when I'm going for tarpon. Because like if you look at this hook here, I've hooked some tarpon with this one, and even just snook, and sometimes the tip gets bent over and then the hook just doesn't fully penetrate and get past the barb, and then you lose the fish. So you want to make sure you have a nice strong sharp hook. And if it's not, then I always like to have a little sharpener on board and just touch it up a little bit. All right, now let's grab this poor pinfish. His face is a little tore up, but I think we can make do. There we go. So the leader I'm using is a 50-pound fluorocarbon inshore Seaguar leader, and I tied it with an FG knot to my 50-pound Green Moss Power Pro braid, which is spooled on my Daiwa Saltist MQ8000, which is paired up with the Daiwa Back Bay 7'6" heavy action spinning rod. All right, that pinfish didn't last long. I took a cast with it and I think it just fell off the hook. So let's try one of these dead mullets now. Perfect. Oh, there he is. I'm sorry to say, but I didn't press record. I thought it was recording, but I threw this mullet, one of these mullets, these dead mullets, into a pot of tarpon, and this fish just ate it immediately. All right, well, hopefully we can get this second one. Kayak side. This one might be a little bit bigger because it ate that whole mullet. There he goes. This fish is fighting a little bit harder too. It was like that the first one was maybe caught yesterday or 2 days ago, so he was a little more tired. This one's really ripping a lot more drag, and it's just like has like an entirely different personality, which is awesome. You know, every fish is different in how they fight. Yeah, that's definitely a little bit bigger one. Oh man, that fish is trying to take me under the mangroves. Oh man, she is ripping. That was so cool. Oh, perfect hook set on this one. I got it right in the top of the mouth. The hook is out. Let's tow her. Yeah, this one's a little bit thicker and maybe slightly longer. Amazing fish right there. There's a big tarpon there. They get smart, dude. Really smart, quick. Oh, there's one looking at my bait. One looking at my bait. Oh, he just turned at the last second. Like probably like this far from his nose, and he just went phew, and turned off. Oh. That one ate it. Oh, what is it? We got a jack, I think, on here. Not a tarpon. But look at all these tarpon here. Oh my gosh. It's an infestation of tarpon. Well, pretty cool to get another fish hooked up here. And I actually took off the whole mullet and put on just a little fillet of mullet. and that's what got us this third bite. Oh gosh, there's a shark chasing him. There's a couple big sharks chasing him right down there. So I'm just letting my jack run so that he doesn't get eaten. In the kayak. All right, not a bad one. Let's send him back. You know what, check this out. I think it was just a bunch of nurse sharks that were chasing my jack, and I think that they were actually chasing the piece of bait that was just sliding up the line. So they're kind of relatively harmless. They're not going to eat, you know, a fish that size in one bite like a bull shark would. That's a pretty good size one. Pretty cool. All right, I'm down to my last piece of bait here. Let's make it count. Look at all these sharks here. Let's try and tease them a little bit. Oh, I touched them. Pretty cool. All right, unfortunately I lost that last piece of bait after a couple casts and it just flew off. So since we're out of most of our bait except for a couple maharas in the live well, I think we're just gonna call it a day. My family and my girlfriend are calling me also, and it's our last full day here in the Keys all together, and they want to go check out Pigeon Key along the 7 Mile Bridge. So I think I'm gonna just pack it in and go with them and, you know, have a nice enjoyable day, because, you know, it seems like the bite also has slowed up the last hour except for the jack. I would say around like 9:30 I started to notice that a lot of the tarpons started migrating away from the middle channel where I was seeing them rolling, and they were going closer to the dock structure, and they also seemed to be much more finicky and wanted nothing to do with my baits. So I'll have to catch some more bait, maybe out in Marathon today, and I'll try and get out here, or get out tomorrow morning here bright and early and do something similar, which would be cool if we can get into a couple more. And yeah, I mean, if we were to fish all day, which would be nice in this area to explore around and see what else we could catch, I guarantee you that we probably would not be able to get any more like significant bites till probably the end of the day when the sun starts to go down on the horizon. So I'm ready to get out of here. I skipped breakfast. I'm ready to go get some food, hang out, and you know, just have an enjoyable day. So anyway, I'm gonna head out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and like always, live to fish, fish to live.